My name is Bryson Orino. I'll be speaking about my CodeSoft internship project. So here it is. I made a blog website, a small blog website, and let's start up the website. Okay, we should be ready to go. So here it is. This is the homepage. As you can see, there's some posts here, and we can view the posts, and we can view the comments, but we can't comment because we're not logged in. And that's some validation there. And so to start creating posts and commenting on them, let's sign up. So let's do a random name here. Frank at email.com. Let's generate a password. Then we sign up. Yeah. So after we signed up, let's log in. Email, we'll choose Frank here. Login. Great, now that we're logged in, we can start creating posts and commenting on them. So let's comment on this post right here. This is post, and let's comment on it. So let's say, really inspired by the blog post. And so let's comment on this. And as you can see, there should be a new comment here by the user we just created called Frank. And we can add even more comments, but I won't do that. You can see here there's a timestamp. Okay, now let's go back home. Let's create a post, and then we can see what we can do with that post. So new post, let's call it how I spend my time with my family. And can talk briefly. My family lives I don't know, in Kenya, and we can go on and on, but I won't write a full post here. So let's create the post, and if we scroll down to the bottom, we can see that the new post is here. And since I'm the author of this post, I can see the delete button here to delete this post. Only the author of the post can delete the post. As you can see, this user didn't author the other posts. That's why it's not present. So we can come to the post. We can edit the post. So for instance, we can say my family lives in Mexico. Update that post. And if we go scroll back down to that same post, you can see here my family lives in Mexico. And we can even comment on that post just to make sure. Add a comment. Great. Comment underneath that post, and you can see I've commented on my own post. Go back home. Let's delete this post since we don't want to see this post anymore. Boom, the post is now deleted. We can go back here to our user profile. You can see this user has 0 posts. We just deleted the post, but you create another post, call it how I trained my dog, and just a brief post. I'll be talking about dog training methods, create this post. As you can see here, this post has been created. And if we view our user profile, so this is the user's name, the user's email, and the number of posts that they have created on the blog, which is 1. We could create more, but I will not for the pub in the interest of time. And we can go back home. We can even search for posts. So let's search for dog. And you can see here the post up, any post containing the word dog shows up. And since I'm the author, I can still delete the post, but I won't do that. And that's basically my blog. We can log out, log back out. As you can see, the post is still there. So yeah, that's basically the front end. So I guess I'll speak a little bit about the code now. So I had 3 models, one for the user, one for the posts, and one for the comments. So these are 3 separate entities. And for the user model, and these are all stored in MongoDB, which is the database I used to store all my data. I was authenticating the users using this middleware here. This is the package I used. It's called JSON Web Token. So basically all this does is find out if a user is authenticated when they log in. So when you log in here, for instance, so let's go back to the user Frank, login, a token is created. And that token right here, the ID of that token is stored in this request.user. And so if we go to the user routes here, as you can see, when you log in, a session is created and a token is stored. A token is created and a session is created. That session stores the user's ID for use in things like when you create a post. So let's go to the post routes. So for instance, this is the update post. This is the delete post. This is the, let's go to the create post right here. So for instance, when you want to create a post, the user's ID is what is used to identify that post. So there'll be a post ID for the post, but the user's ID is also associated with that post. Let's go to the post model, see how that is. So as you can see here, the author, which is basically just the user, who created that post, is associated. So this references the user model, and that's the user. So that's about posts and users and their models. So let's go to maybe the views. Have I spoken enough about? Let's go to the views. So here, for instance, in the create post, before you create a post, this should actually be in the post routes. So this is just the view for creating that was just the view for creating a post. But before you create a post, you should be authenticated. So that's the middleware. That's where this middleware comes back in. So if you're not authenticated, you can't create a post. That means you're not logged in, you cannot create a post. And that's why this middleware is here in this get and post route, to make sure that users who are not logged in cannot create posts. So this is the middleware here and here in those 2 routes. How about the search form? The post routes. So as you can see here, all this does is query the text that has been input in that text form. So this is the search form right here. And so all it does is searches for that text and returns to the home page. The home page is basically just this show posts view, which iterates over all the posts that are present using EJS as a view template. So all this does is it searches for the text, any post containing that text, and returns it to the same homepage. And yeah, I think that's basically the most important parts of my blog. Or we can also edit posts. I don't think I've shown that. Oh, I think I have shown edit posts. So yeah, thank you. And that was my presentation.